Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's matchup of the Zeelandese Chix girls basketball team against the Grand Rapids Union girls Redhawks. And Cam, Zeelandese has struggled a bit as of late. They're 1-5 on today's year. What do you think is going to be, the big thing for them in order to break this? Stretch they've been having where they've had struggles. But they beat Holland last week. That was a big win for them to get their first win. But what do you think they got to do to keep the ball rolling in the right direction?
It's basically just those fundamental plays. You gotta be able to make your layups, make your shots, and just overall swing the ball and make good ball movement.
Hopefully they can do that. And what do you think? With Grand Rapids Union only having an 8-player roster, do you think that being tired, think fatigue is going to become an issue for them?
Well, having 8 players I think is fine. The problem I have with it is when your players aren't shooting well and you're looking for a new face, just a new face to shoot the ball, they're going to have struggle because they just don't have that depth.
And, I think today our players to watch is definitely going to be Daniel Scuddy, who has led the team. Definitely she is their best player. And also I feel Sophie Riemersma, the young freshman, is going to be someone to watch as well to see if she can do this. And as they huddle up, before the tip-off begins, you got to think what Coach Potts is telling them, just to lock it down defensively and make sure that they can start out fast and not start slow, which can be a big killer in these not very high-scoring games.
And as we look at the jump ball matchup, the clear size advantage going towards Union. However, all the other matchups are looking towards the same as Grand Rapids Union wins the tip.
Riemersma fights valiantly, but that just size, I believe, is just a little bit too much for her to handle, if you know what I mean. Scuddy pokes the ball away from Williams.
And it looks to be Zeelandese ball must have gone off a foot, and they'll take it the other way.
All right. Well, it looks like Putnam's going to take it down the court and dish to Cook, which then is going to dish to Riemersma, who looks up top. Back to Putnam.
And that's a great roll by Riemersma, but she just can't get the ball quick enough, and Grand Rapids needs to get the ball.
But good ball movement as of the beginning so far. I think that's been great ball movement. And Faith Talbert with the big basket. She is definitely, I think, going to be one of their big players to watch with some moves like that and able to establish her presence in the paint and get a nice basket.
And in these girl games, a bigger girl with post moves is going to be very effective.
As Reimers was fouled, she's going to go to the line. And, free throws are going to be huge tonight, I think. It's whoever can convert. That might be what it comes down to. Reimers converts the first. Yeah, it looks a little moving around on the Union side. Cook with the offensive rebound, puts it back up, is unable to convert, and it's Union's ball again.
You like to see that energy, though, just showing that they have the ability to fight on those boards and get those rebounds. May give East an advantage.
Williams with the basket there. And it looks like East is, they're starting a little slow, which is not what you want to see, but still a good ball movement. Able to really work that. And Heemster with the shot, unable to get it. Unlucky roll there.
And one thing Zeelandese has got to remember, especially seeing that Grand Rapids Union is pressing, when Olivia took the ball out, Olivia Putnam, she's got to remember that on a made shot, she can run the baseline, and that's going to be a lot more helpful getting the ball in, because as you can see here, she's not giving much movement, and if she can get a better angle on that pass, that's going to be effective.
Ooh. Ball stolen there, and Williams looking to convert, but goes up and is fouled by Riemersma. I don't know about that call there. You know, I felt like she was already past the point where she couldn't really make the basket anyway.
And how about this defense by Muslima Sheikh? She is number 13, wearing what looks like to be a turban. She has actually come out on this game, and she's playing terrific defense, getting up on Zeelandese players and making them commit turnovers.
You know, and turnovers, I mean, no matter what sport you're playing, turnovers are costly. They lead to a lot of bad things, you know, and in basketball, if we turn the ball over, that's usually easy points. And, you know, as I was saying, you know, Sheik is really doing a great job containing and forcing Putnam to take, in my eyes, a bad shot, you know. She's forcing her to take these contested, low, you know, high risk, not really super high field goal percentage shots, and, you know, I think that might be costly to these if they can't continue to try and make opportunities to get easy shots off.
Yeah, and after that, that sequence, Olivia Putnam actually committed a foul out of frustration, which you can't have as East calls the first timeout.
All right, as this first timeout begins, we're going to quick throw to commercial break. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. All right, guys, welcome back. After that quick timeout by East, you know, I think they got to try to regroup. And you know, East has looked a little flat in these opening minutes, and they got to get something started, because being down by 8 points in the first opening 2 and 3 minutes, you know, that's not a good place to be early on. Hopefully they can chip away at this lead and turn it back into a close ball game. You know, a lot of good ball movement, as you see right now. The press from Union, and it allows teams to get an easy basket. You know, with these presses that Union likes to bring, it often leaves a lot of open players. You know, if you can start moving the ball fast in transition, and
yeah,
he's really able to.
And if they can take advantage of their press and get the good ball movement like they've been doing, that's what's going to get them in this game, those easy buckets. And especially because those easy buckets are going to give them confidence with their outside shot.
Wow. And Cook with a great drive to the hoop after a great dish by Scuddy as well. You know, and East seems like the timeout, they might have, something they're doing is working, because they're starting to chip away at this lead.
Yeah, and that's a very strong take and a very good one. They've got to be looking for more of those as the game goes on.
And just like that, a turnover is committed by Union. Putnam back over to Cook.
Oh.
But Heemster with the rebound. Heemster with another rebound. Back out to Sophie, who was unable to convert. Union ball. The long pass coming in from Union, and Williams able to make another basket.
And what a pass, man. That was a one-handed bullet.
She looks like Joe Montana with that throw.
Joe Montana to Jerry Rice.
You know it. Ooh, Heemstra gets an open look, but unable to make the basket.
And that's one that you got to make.
And looks like going to be East ball after a bit of confusion under the net. Looked like they were speaking different languages the way they were bumping into each other.
And I really like what Devin Cook is doing. She's really fighting for those offensive boards and capitalizing on her easy layups. She's doing what this team needs to do to get back in this game.
It looks like Leah Grunhoff is going to check in for East. And she's another big player, and I'm wondering if they're trying to bring in some of these bigger players to give themselves a bit of a greater presence. And Scuddy puts up the 3, unable to make it. And now she's defending Williams. She's defended her well, makes the miss, and Williams gets it again.
And Williams really showing her strength. She's made a couple of layups and strong rebounds. Very impressive.
You know, and Scuddy had a chance to steal that ball right when the play started, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities. Riemersma with a good look, but again, unable to convert that into a basket.
And for Riemersma, she needs to get some either post action or some layups because her outside shot isn't falling, and one way that shooters can recover their form is by getting to the cup. So I'm looking for her to get in the lane and score some easy ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you start making a few, you know, the other shots will come, you know, these big confidence boosters. You just got to, you know, you get that, got to light the match in order to get the fire started. And there's a 3 from her, and that's good. And just like that, a big
Screw
3
going in the post,
from
apparently
Riemersma.
just shoot the 3.
I guess they want to live and die by the 3. Not a bad way to go out, but that's a huge 3 from her. And I mean, I don't know about you, but it looked like the defense might have been sleeping a little bit. Maybe we should get them some pillows.
And that shot right there could get her going. Watch to see if Riemersma can bounce back from her slow start and keep getting East some buckets.
Williams is really showing her strength. You know, she's starting to remind me of Serena Williams, the way that she's using that strength to her advantage.
Serena is a very strong woman. I will say that.
And, you know, Union is able to keep in control of this game, even though East is starting to chip away and battle back. Ooh, errant pass there. Almost, it's going to be off East. Almost converted to a great 1-2 punch there. That could have been really well. It looks like Cook is going to check back in. And, you know, with Union bringing the ball down court, you know, Cam, I mean, so far, what have you seen, you know, from Union that's really started in your mind to take them, you know, take them to being able to really push this lead and do a lot of, you know, dictate the pace of this game so far?
Well, I mean, they're doing it a lot with their defense, with their on-ball defense is really stifling, and they're actually getting easy layups. They're especially getting to the hoop and just finishing strong. So that's one thing that they're doing greatly, while Zeeland, meanwhile, is struggling to even get up the court with this defense.
You know, and Sheik, again, playing some stellar defense on Putnam, who's a great ball handler, showing off some moves at the beginning. Almost got her to bite once or twice, but like you said, just that defense has been great.
Yeah, and
Scotty loses the ball, grabs onto her jersey a little bit, but comes right back and picks her pocket.
It's getting scrappy out here, folks.
I feel like we're watching a Pistons game back in the 90s.
Bad boys, bad boys.
In this instance, it's bad girls, but great heads-up play from Scuddy.
Man, and I'm very surprised that there weren't a couple of calls earlier, but hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I mean, I feel like the refs are letting this become a physical game.
Hey, I don't mind that. It'll make it a lot more fun to commentate on, at least.
Exactly. You know, physical games are fun to watch and fun to talk about as the clock begins to wind down in the first half. And looks like it's going to be East ball on the sideline. And maybe it's going to be the inbound. And back to Cook in the post. Draws the foul. She might have got bailed out on that one. She went up strong, but
yeah,
Union,
just the fact that she's going up strong and putting the ball up towards the hoop. I mean, the refs are giving her the benefit of the doubt, but she's really stepped up in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, for me at least, I feel like East here can have a chance to really spark some fire with, you know, the quarter winding down, and they can get these free throws here. You know, Devin made the first of 2, and let's see if she can convert this one. You know, I think that'll give a bit of a spark to this East team. And there's the second, and just like that, they cut it to a 7-point lead.
And you gotta wonder if Zeeland East is going to start bringing some pressure, because we know that Union has some great on-ball defenders, but if East can maybe give a little bit of on-ball defense, then maybe that can turn the tide for them.
Riemersma, not an amateur, with a big block on number 21, but looks like she's going to go to the line after a tough time down low.
Hey, props to her, though. She stayed with the play, got her own rebound, and put it back up and drew the foul.
I mean, that's, now let's see if she can convert. Looks like she's going to miss her first free throw. Almost got it to go, but rims out. Now to her second. Makes the first.
I believe that was the second free throw, but.
Hey, who's keeping score? All right. So as we have Scuddy with the ball up top and passes it out to Tanner Sandoval, and you can hear the coach yelling, swing. I think she really is starting to pick up on the fact that Muslim is going, or that the people are starting to do this. So now as we cut to the second half, we're going to go to a special guest with our sideline reporter, Megan Lloyd.
I'm Meg Lloyd here with Mr. DeKuyper, and we're going to be talking about some of the sports and broadcasting program in itself. Mr. DeKuyper, what do you think about the games you've seen today and the one taking place?
You know, I saw the boys' game. They've had a good finish, and they said, you know, they've struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter, but tonight they held on. But, you know, I have a soft spot for women's basketball and girls' basketball. It's such a team game, so tonight it's East. I've seen West play, both two good teams, but, you know, I like women's basketball.
It's a good sport. I wish I would have kept with it.
Well, they're great athletes, and as the game, you know, it's a tough sport, and someone thinks women or girls basketball is not contact. They need to come down and watch high school basketball. It's the real deal. It's good athletes. It's fun to watch.
Definitely. So do you have any questions about the broadcasting program?
Well, I came by earlier. I didn't know you were doing this, and I said, hey, I didn't know ESPN was here, and I looked, and you've got all the monitors. You got cameras all around the whole facility, and it'll be on TV or YouTube later tonight. It's an incredible program.
Yeah, I really enjoy being a part of it. Mr. Cassell makes it a lot of fun, and we have the opportunities to do different projects along with this as well.
Sure, you do other sports also?
Yeah, I believe we had one football game. At least we tried to get one in, and then we'll be filming some of the soccer games and baseball as the seasons continue.
Well, terrific. I see him down here doing play-by-play, the whole deal. This is the real deal, so fun night.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and we're back. We're back. Scuddy gets the ball stolen. Hopefully they can rebound. Fun fact about Mr. DeKuyper, I'm pretty sure his daughter played some women's basketball. So I'm guessing he's got a bit of knowledge when it comes to the sport. Great insight from him. It's always nice to see.
And going back to that last possession from the Chix, they have to realize and facilitate in that time management. They had 18 seconds on the possession, and they proceeded to basically not know where the clock was and basically didn't get that ending shot, which could have been big.
That is true. You know, when you can't really, I guess they've not been able to really establish themselves on the perimeter and down low. They've had a lot of tough times swinging the ball with this press that Union has been playing. And I think what they did well a few times in the first half, or in the first quarter, they were able to kind of catch Union off guard as they were switching in between points and get a few easy shots. And I think that's what they really need to do, is try to see these open lanes and catch Union off guard a little bit.
And as you saw in that last possession, Zeeland actually went into a 2-3 zone. So actually they're trying to eliminate their driving into the lane, which obviously didn't help as they got the rebound and scored. So it is hard to rebound out of a zone, but this should help with their problem with people getting easy baskets in the paint.
You know, and so far, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of keeping him on the wing, and shot not going to fall with the
Almost banks
attempt.
the three.
The bank is not open, apparently. I guess it's past closing time. But right as you say that, Union gets a good look as they drive in. But the rebound is picked up by East as they go to drive in. And it looks like it's going to be a charge called on Cook.
And how about Whittington on that last possession? That's at least her second steal of this game. So she's shown that she can finish strong, and she's also proving it with her defense today.
You've also seen her take a few shots, you know, and I'm wondering if she's going to be able to get a few of those to fall later on. You know, obviously she's no stranger to the way that she's been pulling up to shooting these deep shots. So hopefully she can use that to her advantage and be able to get some of these to fall early on.
And East looking for some energy. You can see as the ball gets swung to the wing, they're immediately trapping with their top ball handler, with their top ball on the zone.
Foul called on Sandoval. You know, and if it was me, I think I'd call a foul on Barza. It looked like she may have threw an elbow there, but hey, it's just my opinion. These games are getting scrappy. I mean, yeah, it's a girls' sport, but just like Mr. DeKuyper said, this is a game. This is tough. This is physical, and this is just as great as something else. And it looks like Union is being able to drive in, but they're having a lot of problems penetrating to the basket.
And it looks like a 3-second call is being called on Faith Talbert. She was apparently setting up a tent in the paint, so we'll be going the other way.
You know, and East slow to bring it up through the backcourt, definitely taking their time, and I'm not sure if that's their best option. Scotty with the three, gets it to fall.
And that's a big bucket right there. Scotty missed her 2 previous attempts, and that attempt could get her going. Watch out for Danielle Scuddy.
You know, and she has led this team, you know. She's a great leader on and off the court, I think, for them. And her athletic ability, I think, just really shines through when she plays, with her ability to make heads-up plays like the one right here, almost getting a behind-the-back basket. And, you know, she's just able to really see the field and the court better than a lot of other players on the court.
Yeah, and that's just great backdoor cut, great awareness. She just couldn't finish.
You know, and I think those shots will fall as the game gets on, you know, as you get more, I guess, in tune. And actually, you know, some great boxing out by Zeeland, but like you said, it's hard to rebound when you're in the zone, and that's being very evident.
Yeah, the thing with rebounding in the zone is when that shot goes up, you as a player are required to guard a certain zone and not a certain player. So you got to be able to communicate and get each person to one player. And I mean, that takes a lot of communication, but they got to work on that.
And Williams with a and one on her last play, and see if she can convert the three-point play. And her shot is off the mark, but still finishing through contact is big.
And just a short thing about Danielle Scuddy, she was actually my across the street neighbor as a kid, and you wonder where she gets her sweet stroke from. I used to play basketball with her, and let me tell you, she was out on the court every day shooting up those shots. So,
you know, and dedication is a hard thing to come by with a lot of athletes these days. You know, a lot of people are just content, you know, to be okay or all right. And these players that really, you know, go the extra mile, it really shines through.
Yeah, and just an example of that is in the NBA, lots of the draft picks are made by talent, not necessarily work ethic. And I think work ethic is actually undervalued in many sports.
Exactly. You know, a lot of the times when it comes down to clutch situations and big, you know, big time plays, and it ends up being more of these scrappy, you know, players that work hard and try to do all the right things, that end up looking a lot better than a lot of people that have just relied on their talent. You know?
Yeah, and even in college basketball, you wonder why these top teams like Kentucky or Louisville or just these teams are getting upset is because these players maybe just want it more than the more talented players.
And Williams with a steal there, and some great moves in the point. Able to fake out the East defenders. And a timeout taken by East. And we're now going to throw it to a commercial break. Thanks for staying with us.
Do you want food now? Do you want it at reasonable prices? Then come on down to Wolfie's. We have sandwiches, wraps, paninis, and of course desserts. For only $8.89, you can get the Survival Kit, a combo meal that includes any sandwich, a drink, trail mix, potato chips, and of course a cookie. If you want a great meal right here in the community, then Wolfie's is the place to be. Located in Bridgewater Square on Riley Street, it's a quick walk from right here at the high school. Wolfie's, when it comes to sandwich shops, we are leading the pack.
All right, and we're back after that quick timeout by East. Hopefully they're going to be able to recuperate down by 13. And, you know, Coach Potts doesn't look too happy. You know, she's drawing up some plays, and, you know, things just aren't really going their way. Looks like Reimers was going to have the inbound here. He's going with an interesting three-man setup, trying to make some room. Fakes out the team, and she gives it dishes to Heemstra, who gives it back to Vanderpoler. You know, as Putnam drives in, the ball is stolen again by Williams. And, you know, she has just really been huge for this team. Actually is out of bounds when she catches the ball, but.
And I thought Williams could have actually dished it to Faith Tolbert there. She was running the floor. You got to pay off. You got to pay off your players for running the floor. And she misses the layup, and she actually commits the turnover for being out of bounds.
Little miscommunication between East there, you know, some errant passes. You know, they got to get everything. They got to get, you know, I think they got to simplify, just get their heads, you know, back in the right place and recuperate. Because, you know, when you're down, it's tough, you know, it's tough to play when you're down because you're thinking about, we need to make shots, we need to get back, and really you just need to let things happen. You know, shots will fall.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of this stuff is mental. If East can just see a ball go through the basket or just be confident in their dribbling, then maybe it'll be a whole different game.
Oh, open look for Putnam. Misses the open three, but a good attempt from her. And Scuddy actually had some great moves in the post to open up the shot for the dish to Putnam, who's now struggling again with Chix defense on the perimeter. Reimers dishes to Heemstra, who takes the shot from about the free throw line, not able to convert.
And I don't see why she took that dribble there. She was wide open in the first place. Maybe it's either to get some momentum or she needed a closer range, but I thought she should have taken that first shot.
Scuddy with the interception there. Good heads-up play from her. And I mean, like you said, I feel like when you have an open shot, you know, if you gather yourself and just make sure you're set and take the shot, I think that's a bit of a better shot. And Scuddy with a great drive there, able to create some space and get the shot to fall.
And into going for the Chix are Leah Grunhoff and Devin Cook.
You know, and I feel like, you know, Muslima Sheik, you know, she hasn't seen a lot of the ball offensively, but defensively she's been very involved, I think, in shutting down these players. And I feel like that can sometimes be eclipsed by, you know, these players like Tyra Williams that put up a lot of points. But, you know, these defensive specialists, I think, are sometimes more important than the big scores. I mean, defense wins games. I mean, that's, you know, defense is the best offense, what a lot of people say.
Yeah, and just like you said, you don't necessarily need a star player if you have these role players to fill all the roles that you need in a team. When you look in the NBA at the Atlanta Hawks, they're probably the hottest team in the league right now, and they really do not have a bona fide superstar. They swing the ball, they have role players, shooters, they have people that can post up, and they just win.
Exactly. I mean, like you say, you know, if people can just fill their role, I mean, I think when people try to do too much, that's when sometimes it can become one-sided and mistakes can happen when one player is trying to do it all. You know, when you have these role players, a lot of times you'll see people, they're allowing other players to play their role. You know, a lot of times these superstars kind of, I feel like, take away from some of the other, you know, players' talent. You know, it makes, and I think it can sometimes bring down the team a little bit. And Scuddy trying to move inside, actually blocked. And here's a fast break for Union, and able to get the basket.
And that's a great play by Chix. She actually boxed out the opponent to allow for the easy layup. She's doing a lot of things that are going unrecognized, but I think she's a very key contributor in this game.
Right now, you know, she's given Putnam a lot of problems, and there is
and that foul is actually one of her first of the game, which is very surprising. She plays great defense and doesn't foul. That's one of the things that you don't see from usually a great perimeter defender.
And that is definitely true. East, Cook inbounds the ball to Scuddy, who's unable to possess the ball. A bit of a toss-up, and Scuddy just wasn't able to get a hand on it. And just like that, the ball is turned over again.
And East is just having trouble controlling the ball. I mean, you wonder why the lead is struggling. I mean, they're just having trouble controlling the ball.
All right, well, as we conclude the first half, 15-13 is the score. We're going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half.